Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the new hunter that just arrived at the game. It's Esil Radiru. Most of you must know her if you play this game a lot, at least completed the story until the Jeju Island raid. If you haven't completed it yet, then you might not know who she is, but you'll eventually find out. If you came from the anime and you just joined the game, you don't know who she is, I recommend you to do the story and you'll find out who she is soon enough. What does she do? This is Esil Radiru, and she's going to be a fire type hunter, and she has a signature weapon. She's really good, so you want to make sure you go get her weapon. You always get the main weapon for free, so there's no point in using anything else. But her weapon has an interesting thing. As you can see, if you read this, it says that the additional attack of the team member with the highest critical hit rate increases by 300 per 1000 of Esil Radiru's additional attack. The maximum additional cap increases to 900. So you want to make sure you have as much attack as possible, so you can have as much attack increase as possible to give to your highest crit rate hunter. It might be her, it might be your main damage dealer. You just have to make sure you have as much attack as possible on her, so you can get the buff from the weapon. Apart from that, what does Esil Radiru do? Esil Radiru is a attack scaling hunter. She scales off attack and fire damage. She also deals weak break damage on most of her skills, and her intro skill or tagging skill deals medium break. She only does weak break because she deals a ton of damage from different instances, so when you use her abilities she's going to trigger some buffs that and some attacks that will apply the weak break, and so she's going to deal a ton of break damage because of the fact that she's constantly dealing instances of damage. Her core and main attack are just decent attacks, nothing crazy. Her first skill deals fire damage, weak break, and has a relatively normal scaling, nothing too crazy. Her second basic skill has a decent scaling. She deals a ton of damage with her second basic skill, also fire elemental damage and weak break damage. Also both basic skills give her super armor, which is nice, so you don't get CC'd. If you're playing as Sanjin Hu, she's going to deal medium break, so it's going to help you breaking your opponent's shields, and gives the prey and prey on the weak. You get the prey until you break the enemy, and when you break the enemy you change to prey on the weak. So you're preying, when you deal break you get the prey on the weak. The prey doesn't really do much, but it's just basically saying that once you go into the break state you're going to get additional damage for fire and additional overall damage. So if you're dealing fire damage, you're probably going to deal 16% more damage. If you're going another hunter, you're getting 8% more damage dealt, basically. Her tagging skill, as I said, deals medium break and deals fire damage, so it's a decent tagging skill to break the enemy's shields. Her ultimate deals a huge amount of damage. This is the most damage you'll do. It lasts for 10 seconds and deals weak break damage. She's going to basically rain arrows on the floor for 10 seconds, and every instance should deal break damage, so she's going to melt shields quite easily since she's constantly applying a break on her attacks, and she's going to deal a ton of different instances of damage. And the animation is quite cool. She basically has her castle behind her while she's dealing a ton of shooting a ton of arrows from the castle. For her passive, she increased the break state by 3 seconds, so it's 3 more seconds of free damage you can use. And when she uses her second basic skill or extreme evasion, she gets the lance throw. She activates lance throw. Lance throw is basically 5 to 6, I don't remember the number of lances, but you basically have 3 lances attack the opponent, which makes her feel really smooth to play since her abilities go into each other really well, and once you dodge an opponent you also deal damage, so it's probably the first one that does something like this. You have a hunter that when she dodges becomes a cloud and gains a shield. She deals damage when she dodges, which is quite nice. And when she uses the first basic skill, the core attack, and the tagging skill. She grants herself the enhanced lance throw effect, and when you activate lance throw, the more enhanced lance throw instances you have, the more damage you deal, and once you do that, you lose the enhanced lance throw effect. And she also has a bigger break effectiveness in the workshop, so if you want to defeat a new boss, she might be good on the new workshop as well. Lance throw deals like 100% of her attack, and once you do, she lances 5 lance throws and they apply the prey effect, which is 5 stacks that you can have. And with the enhanced lance throw, she increases her damage and break effectiveness by 80%, stacking up to 5 times, so 400% increase the damage and the break effectiveness, which is really good. You want to use her abilities quite easily. She's really smooth to play, at least it felt like that, so it's quite nice, and you will see the shields going down really fast. Once you break the opponent, the prey effect will transfer to prey on the weak, and just like for Sun Jinwoo, it increases your damage. In this case, it increases your fire damage by 0.3% and damage, overall damage, by 0.3% for 60 seconds, stacking up to 50 times. So you're going to increase your fire damage by 15% and your damage overall by 15%. So it's a quite good damage increase bonus. For artifacts, I feel like this is the best one for her, and she's the best user for this set since she applies the instances of break really fast with her abilities. So the set is the Burning Grid set that increases your critical hit rate by, at the set effect, by 15% and critical hit damage by 30%. And also her break effect increased by 30%, so it's quite literally the set made for her, and she looks like she's wearing the set as well, so it's a bonus added to that. For stats, you're going to want as much attack as possible, as I said, so you want attack percent or additional attack on your main stats, with attack percent substat and critical hit rate. Make sure you get the 50% critical hit rate from your artifacts, and once you get that, you can go with artifacts that give you attack percent, damage increase and defense penetration with as much attack percent as you can, with those two helping out with the damage. For the right side artifacts, you want instead of crit rate, you want as much crit damage as possible, with attack percent, damage increase, defense penetration as the bonus if you can. So she deals as much damage as you can. And for cores, you want to put fire cores with the ultimate skill increasing the critical damage of your basic skills by 12% is quite nice, so if you can get the set effect from that, it's really good. There's a new workshop boss, so it might change with the new boss drops, but we'll see once I can defeat him. If they're better or not, we'll see when we get there. That's pretty much it for Esil Radiru. She's a quite fun hunter to use, so if you summoned for her, that's how I think you should build her, and at least how I built her. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.